can see. Right, okay, guys. Welcome to Thursdays, not Thursdays, the evening classes. You need no equipment. The morning classes are the ones where we use a dumbbell. So it's all body weight stuff tonight. We've only got 3 exercises that we're going to do. But one of them is a single leg exercise, so we'll work left and right. I'm just going to alter my camera angle slightly so I don't get cut off. We are going to aim for 5 rounds. Okay, so it's only 20 minutes of work. We're going to have a little bit of a warm up, absolutely blast through the 4 minutes. So the single leg, the press up variation, and a little bit of the conditioning element in there, and a little bit of rest in between rounds. So it'll probably take around about 30, just over 30 minutes to get through the entire thing. We'll see how we all go. I'm just going to set my timer. I'm also just going to put some music on at this time. You probably won't be able to hear it, but it'll definitely stop me from going stir crazy. Alrighty, cool guys. So, welcome everyone. You definitely hear that. Kids being on the TV, though. At least you know it's real. Okay, so let's get cracking. So, starting with the feet hip width apart, all we're going to do to begin with is just stop bending the knees and drop our hands down to the floor. Okay, so we've got a bit of a stretch in the hamstring, let the lower back open out. From that position, just step your feet back into a long plank or the top of a press-up position. Okay, in the top of that press-up position, all we're going to do is step one foot up towards a hand, keeping the back leg nice and straight. Take that hand off the floor, reach through underneath the body, and then turn, reach the hand to the ceiling, and get your chest to point towards that front knee. Do 5 of those for me. Big reach, big rotation. Once you've got 5, step that leg back, bring the other foot up. It doesn't have to come right up next to the hand unless you've got the hip mobility to do it, right? You can be back a little bit further, but we always want that foot flat to the floor. Hand is nearest the foot off the floor, keeping the back leg straight. Reach underneath the body, and turn and open to the ceiling. 5 reps. Making sure all the time when I turn my torso, I am actually rotating through the shoulders, not just flapping that arm back and forth. Good. Once we've got 5, back to that press position. And just up into a downward dog, okay? Downward dog, pushing the floor away. Like bending the knees, hips tight up towards the ceiling. You're looking through with your feet and just push one heel down towards the floor at a time. Get a good stretch into the calf. Nice. Look, back to the top of that press up position. We're going to do 4 press ups, okay? Now you can do them off your knees if you need to, okay? But at the top of the press up, we're going to turn and rotate, just like we did in that long lunge. And you need 2 on each side. Once you've got those, keep your hands back to the floor, walk your feet in towards your hands. Low little bend of the knees, and come up to standing. Good stuff. We're just going to do a few different lunges. We get our lower body nice and warm, and to raise our heart rate a little bit more. Good. How we're going to start with our lunges, we're going to do 3 directions. We're going to do a forward lunge, we're going to do a sideways lunge, and we're going to do a backward lunge, okay? Toes are pointing in the same direction all the time. When we go into the sideways lunge, the leg that was staying on the floor stays straight, and I sit down on that leg, all right? You pick which leg we do first, but there's one leg that will move, the other leg will stay planted to the floor. 3 times around that circuit for me. We go forward lunge, sideways lunge, reverse lunge, same again. On the forward lunge, making sure the knee drops to the floor, push back, out to the side, and in, and then my reverse lunge, I drop the knee down, come back up. Get 3 times through, and then when you finish that 3 times through, exactly the same thing on the other side. 1 forward, 1 side, 1 reverse. The front leg that takes the load. So in one and back here, and the front leg that takes the load. Nice. And nice. Beautiful. Good stuff. Okie dokie. So, how it's going to work this evening? The 3 exercises are, we've got a lower body, an upper body, which will also give us a bit of core, and then a little bit of conditioning, okay? The lower upper condition, what we call a LUC workout. The lower body exercise is a split squat, or a rear foot elevated split squat, all right, which is why I'm going to use the filter. Okay, so the split squat is very much like a static lunge position. So I make sure my feet are hip width apart, I step forward into that position, and this is a pulse lunge today. So you're going to drop down till my back shin is parallel to the floor, keeping the weight over the front leg, and we're just going to pulse down the bottom of that movement. Okay, so side on, it looks like this. So my top position, I come down to my back leg is parallel to the floor, and then I'm going to pulse in this position, sitting over my front leg. So I don't want the weight sitting out the back, weight's over the front, and we're going to pulse for 40 seconds. Come up and rest for 20 seconds, and then do exactly the same on the other leg. The level up on that is to do it with your back foot elevated, okay? So rear foot elevated, my laces and my toes are down, but the essence is the same. I'm going to drop until my knee is lower towards the floor, and then I'm going to pulse over that front leg. And you can see it looks very much like my squat position, except that back foot here and out the way, so we're loading that leg. It is noticeably harder, so play around with both feet on the floor or 1 foot elevated, okay? We'll do that left and right. 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest. We're then going to do a press-up variation, including the downward dog we just did in the warm-up, okay? So we can do what's called a yoga press-up. So the press-up will look like this from the top of the press-up. You get 1 forward, and then I rise into that down dog, and I start to link the down dog and the press together. If you're struggling with the press-up, you can drop your knee, press, down dog, or we can keep things rolling as a full press-up, okay? With a full press-up, it's really important that we keep the pelvis tucked. So I squeeze through the glutes so everything travels towards the floor and away from the floor at the same time, and I don't see that snaking of my hips getting left behind. All right, that's our press-up variation. Then the little conditioning element, we are going to flip the timing on its head. We're going to work for 20 and rest for 40. But we are going to get as many burpees as we can in that 20 seconds, okay? So you really put your foot down, and we've got 2 options with the burpees, okay? We've got the full burpee, where we go all the way to the floor. So I start here, I go hands down in front, kick back, drop to the bottom, all the way to the floor, and relax at this point. Come back, jump in, and jump. We get as many of those in as we can, or we go with a straight down variation if you're struggling with the press-up element, okay? We want this to be high intensity, so if the upper body is struggling after the press-ups, the yoga press-ups, you're just going to do the straight arm version, which will be hands down, kick back, and up. Okay? When you kick back, it's really important that the hips stay high, so that we don't get the hips sagging towards the floor, okay? It's only 20 seconds of work, so we really want to ramp up the intensity at that point, okay? Awesome, guys. That's the explanation. We're going to start in 5 seconds. So get yourself set up and ready. 3, 2, 1. Split stance position, down to the bottom of the movement, and just a little bounce in that movement. Just a couple of centimeters, making sure I'm not sitting on the back leg. Remembering that I can be doing that here. If I'm doing it with both feet on the floor, I don't want to sit on that back leg. Keep the weight over the front leg. Good. And we're just pulsing up and down, not letting our body shape change, making sure that the angle between my front shin and my torso is fairly square. Fairly the same. 3, 2, 1, time. Come on up. 20 seconds of recovery, and we'll hit the other leg. So if you're doing it in the rear foot elevated position, you still want to have, I'll show you from my other sofa, is you still want the feet to remain hip width apart. Okay? Don't end up on the tightrope. Other leg in 3, 2, 1. So I drop down, and I pulse here, my toe, my knee, everything's pointing that same way. I'm not coming too far out of that movement. I'm staying low in it. From down here, you see, so I'm using my torso angle to try and marry my shin angle. That tells me I'm not sitting back on that back leg, and I'm getting lots of work from my glute and from my quad. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. That's time there. Come on up. The press up is next. We go in 10 seconds. Remember, you can do the press up off the knee, or you can do it. You can do a full press up. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. You start with the press up. It goes straight into my down dog. That down dog, you might need to move your feet. What you'll notice when you come back to the press up, your shoulders are in front of your hands, which makes the push up a little bit more challenging. We keep the core nice and tight throughout. What I mean by that is when we reach the bottom of the press up, we don't leave our hips behind. Okay. Keep the core tight, squeeze the legs, drop to the knees if you need to. 3, 2, 1. That's time. Coming up onto your feet. 20 seconds before we blast through these burpees. So guys, remember with the burpees that we need to hit these as hard as we can. As many reps as we can. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, away we go. You can go straight on if you need to. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, time. Good news, you get 40 seconds of rest. I definitely raised the heart rate a bit. Oh. Big Al joined us on Instagram for a bit, but he's not there anymore. You can give him some grief tomorrow, Ben, when you see him, right? Getting ready for the next round then. Back to the rear foot elevated split squats. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Drop down low and pulse. If you found the 40 seconds of work really manageable, it's only body weight, you can extend that out to 45 or 50, okay? I'll just keep pulling. So remember, we're down low. I'm not pushing up out of it. I'm just pulsing in this bottom zone. I'm thinking about pushing through the floor, from stopping myself, from stopping the knee dropping to the floor. I'm thinking about maintaining good posture. Okay, that's the 40-second mark. If you want to push on through, you can do. Just making sure everything stays in a good, solid position. That's 45 gone. No, and that's 50 seconds there. Get ready to change over. Other leg. Remember, 40 seconds is the minimum. 3, 2, 1. I've got my split position. I drop in and down. You notice in this position, I'm not on a tightrope, so I'm nicely balanced. Shoulders are square, hips are relatively level. You can't see it because of my t-shirt, right? But my hips are relatively square. There's always going to be a bit of a drop, so don't worry about that, because your legs are split. Making sure that my front leg's taking the load. I'm not sitting on my back leg. You shouldn't feel a great deal of stress for that quad and hip flexor. That tells me you've either gone too long in the step or you're sitting on your back leg. Okay? Good. That's 40 seconds gone there. Remember, we want to stay low, right? We want to stay in that bottom half of the movement. 45 gone, and that's 50 there. Great stuff, well done. That means you've only got 10 seconds to transfer into the press ups. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hit the press up. Up into our down dog. Roll through, down. Remembering with the down dog, guys, keep your knees slightly bent. You rock forward, keep the core tight, squeeze your quads, make sure your chest and hips get to the floor at the same time. Top of the press up, if you need to drop to your knees for the press up, you absolutely can. 30 seconds gone. Good. Stay strong and tight in that press up. 40 seconds is gone. Making sure we control what's going on with the rib cage, okay? Core in tight. 45 gone. 3, 2, 1, that's time. Great work. We're keeping the burpees the same though, okay? 20 seconds. Really put your foot down. Ready in 3, 2, 1. So remember, with the burpee, we go all the way to the floor. Jump right in and off the ground. If you need to, you can just kick back. Keep the arms straight. Extend the leg all the way. Don't let your hips drop. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time there. Well done. 30 seconds and we start round 3. Definitely warming up now. So remember, it's all self-governed. You can break the time if you need to. We're aiming for 40 seconds, though, okay? As a minimum. 10 seconds out. You're starting with harder variations. If you need to back off, that's also fine. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Split stance position or rear foot elevated. In we go. Just the bottom half. I'm thinking about the weight being all through this front leg. I don't want to come any higher than having my shin parallel to the floor. So knee towards the floor is what I want you to think about. Okay? If we're up here, depending on the height of the back step, my sofa's quite high. But I want that again, that knee to be relatively low to the ground. Okay, same kind of position. That's 40 seconds gone. Remember, guys, we don't want strain across the back head. 45 gone. 3, 2, 1. Come on up, switch sides. And remember, you only need to hit 40. The other 10 seconds is bonus time. Ready? 3, 2, 1. On the train track, not on the tightrope. Down we go. Weight over the front leg. Tiny movements, right? We don't want to be bouncing. We want very methodical, deliberate work through the leg. 20 seconds gone. Remember, if I'm rear foot elevated, I want the back knee down towards the floor. Front shin kind of parallel to my torso angle. That's 40 seconds gone. You're into the bonus time. Core stays tight all the time. We're not dropping the chest. 45 gone. 3, 2, 1. That's time there. We've got about 10 seconds. before the press ups. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Down to the press up position. Hit your press up, and then your down dog. Hips high to the ceiling. Don't worry about pushing your heels down on the down dog. Just hips high, arms straight. Remembering that you can drop to your knees if you need to. It's really important with the press up, guys, that you've got good pelvic control, okay? What I mean by that is making sure that you're not sticking your tail up in the air, arching your lower back. Okay, nearly at the 35-second mark, it's 35 gone. Making sure that I hook in my abs in. 40 gone there, guys. Last 10 seconds of bonus. So when I do my press up, I don't lose good position through the midsection. 45 gone. 3, 2, 1. Last time. Getting ready for the 20 seconds of burpees. Here they come. Relentless this evening. 3, 2, 1. You've got your two options. You've got the straight arm option, or you've got the flow option. Good. Remembering that if your arms up and chest are really feeling it from the press ups, stick with that full arm. Time. Good job. 3 rounds in. You've got an extra 20 seconds of rest now, so we've got a minute recovery from now. Good, we're over halfway, guys. And you get a longer rest now. The movements are not particularly complex or challenging. They are challenging, but they're not difficult for us to grasp, technically, which means that we can focus in on how well we do them. And we can focus in on really maintaining tension, especially on the press up and the split squat, okay? 20 seconds then, and we're starting round 4. 10 seconds. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Away we go into my split squat position and down. I don't want that back. I don't want to be pushing up my back leg. I'm going to be pushing from here. Okay? Pushing this foot, front foot, into the floor to get me to move. But hardly at all. 25 seconds gone. So all the time I'm keeping that straight train track, not a tightrope. And if I'm in the foot elevated position, the back knee drops a little bit lower. This requires a bit more hip flexibility on that back leg. We passed the 40-second mark now, guys. That's 45 gone. 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Only 10 seconds to change sides. 5, 4, 3. Into position. 2, 1. So when I drop down, I don't just drop straight down. Okay, I actually think about sitting forward on that leg and bending my back knee. That gives me the position then to move as I want to. Okay, good. 15 seconds gone. Keep everything on the train track. Think about your knee traveling in the same direction as your toe. You get everything pointing forwards. Good. That's the 30-second mark. Everything is the same in the rear foot elevated position. You have to get a bit more challenge, a bit more of your body weight through the one leg. This leg kind of off the floor. That's 40 gone, that's 45 gone. Those little pulses, 3, 2, 1, come on. Get ready for the press up. Round 4 of the press ups, guys. We're almost home. Ready? 3, 2, 1, away we go. Press up, down dog. Again, trying to make them flow. If I'm struggling, I'll stop here. Then I press up, then my hand up, or I drop to my knees. We're trying to make sure the hips and shoulders move simultaneously through that press up. So what I mean by that is that we don't let the hips drop and I don't only go halfway, or I don't keep my hips high. Good. That's 40 gone there. We're into the last 10 seconds of bonus time if you're still going. Resting's fine, guys. We want to maintain the quality, okay? 45 gone and 50 gone. 20 seconds of burpees coming up. As high intensity as we can. If that means taking the press up out, please do it. 3, 2, 1. Away we go. Remember, you've got the full version. If you're really struggling to get off the floor in that position, just kick the feet back and come straight up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Nicely done. One more round. One more round. I hope everyone else is sweating as much as I am. I go through so many clothes, doing so many sessions on a Tuesday and a Thursday at the moment. Nicely done. Okay. 10 seconds out. Last round. Here we go. Into our split position. 3, 2, 1. I come down, put the weight through my front leg, but I bend the back knee. So I make sure I'm here, not sitting back over that back leg. I don't want this quad taking the strain, or my front leg taking the strain. You're feeling a big stretch across the hip, just shorten the step slightly. Now, if you're up in that split squat, elevated split squat position, you definitely don't want to be stepping too long, okay? That makes it really tough for this back hip. Much closer position. So I can almost keep a straight line up to my back leg and my torso. And remembering I've got those little pulses all the time, those little tiny, like 20% of the full movement. Good, you passed the 40 mark, guys, that's 45. 3, 2, 1, that's a full 50. Awesome. Less than 10 seconds, now we're thinking about switching legs. Ready in 3, 2, 1, away we go. We go down. So remember, we go down and forwards with that back knee bends. And then I reach that bottom position and I get my pulses. So I'm making sure I'm not pushing with the back leg. If I took my leg off the floor, I would be trying to make it all through that front leg. Please don't try that because that's absolutely horrendous. All right, I'm in this position again. I'm not sitting and resting on this back leg and pulsing on the front leg. Pumping it. 3, 2, that's 40. Last 10 seconds for those who want it. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Split squats are done. Press ups, get ready to go. Press up position. Good pelvic control. Squeeze of the glutes. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Away we go. Hit your press up variation into the down dog. Nice and control on the way down. With good power out back to the top. Come through to the top of the press up. Drop the knees if you need to. Making sure all the time that I'm not keeping my hips away from the floor, don't be frightened to get them all the way down. 5 seconds to go, then we hit 40. So making sure that there's a good sense of timing. 3, 2, 1, that's 40. Gone. Into the bonus time for those who want it. Keep hammering out those reps. 3, 2, 1. Press ups are finished. All right, here we go. The last round of burpees in 3, 2, 1. Everything you got in, guys. Remembering that you can go straight arm. The power through those reps. If you're still going all the way to the floor, that's fine. But you need to be coming off the floor really quickly so you can get those reps in. 3, 2, 1. Done. Lovely. If you're lying in a sweaty mess on the floor, you can stay there. If you're up on your feet, have a little wander around. Grab your drink. Have a drink, have a walk around, and just get your breathing back under control. Very nicely done, guys. There you go. Just 3 exercises. We're giving the body a little bit of everything. All right, we're actually getting more core in there than you think with that down dog and press up and with the burpees. Just midsection is doing a fair bit there. You might just not recognize it. We're moving through space quite a bit as well. We're up and down onto the floor, having to deal and control our body weight. We get loads from that. Absolutely loads. Okay, when you're ready, if you're on the floor, stay there. If you're not on the floor, come and take a seat. Nice. Sitting on the floor, with both legs out in front. What I want you to do is put one knee into the chest, bring that foot up and over, making sure that the sole of the foot can get to the floor. So think about where it needs to go, and make sure that when it's across that, this hip is still down on the floor. Whichever leg is in, take the opposite arm and hug the knee into the chest. Using it to try and sit up nice and tall. If that's enough of a stretch, hang out there. Okay, if you're happy, take the same arm as the knee, down and around behind you, pull actively in on that knee and turn and look over the back shoulder, rotating deep into that stretch. Good, when you're ready, nice and slowly come back to the center and release the stretch. And then we switch legs. Hug the knee into the chest, bring the foot up and over, making sure the sole goes down and the hip stays on the floor. Opposite arm to the bent knee, hug it in. Sit up nice and tall, so like using that knee as the anchor point. Take the same arm as the stretch side, down behind you, so I can't even see it there. And then turning and looking over my back shoulder. Lovely. Good, nice and slowly released. We're just going to come over into a child's pose now, okay? So over on full force, starting with your knees underneath your hips and your hands underneath your shoulders. What I want you to do now is take both knees out, nice and wide, bring your toes together, push your body weight back towards your heels, and slide your hands away from you down in front without your hips sliding forwards, okay? Allowing the shoulders and the chest to drop through towards the floor. Good. Staying in that position, just come up onto your fingertips, okay? Like you're holding a bowl underneath each hand. Look up at your hands and see if you can get your chest through towards the floor a little bit more. Good stretch for the shoulders, for the lats. Getting a bit of thoracic extension in there as well, right between the shoulder blades. Good. Hands flat to the floor. Just relax right there. Start to walk your hands back in. Slowly recover your knees underneath your body. And that's Tuesday done, guys.